Hello, how are you guys? I'm personally fine. So, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is on a Saturday, and we're gonna talk three things. One, we're gonna talk motherhood. Two, we're going to talk career. And three, I have a huge life dilemma that I want you guys to help me solve. So, karibuni sana. Also, we begin with motherhood. Honestly, I'm going to tell you guys, I have a 3 months old son, and this is the hardest it has been for me so far because you guys, I got employed around 2 weeks ago, full employment around 2 weeks ago, and now I had to leave my son at home, something that I was definitely not prepared for when I was planning for him. So I'm gonna tell you guys how this happened. So, you guys, around the time that I was conceiving Zion, I made an application to a certain county for a physical planning job. That's what I do professionally. So, uh, ikakaa kabisa, like ikakaa, and I just forgot about it. And then around the time that Zion was 2 weeks, you guys, 2 weeks. Around the time that Zion was 2 weeks, you guys, I received a call. I'm told, hello, Jane, we're inviting you for an interview that is to happen tomorrow, you guys. So it was on a Tuesday, I remember, and it was on a Tuesday, and my son was exactly 2 weeks old on that Tuesday. Then he was very small. My baby was a little kid, a small kid. He was born 2.8 kgs. So at 2 weeks, he hadn't even gained a lot of weight. So I just looked at my son and for some reason said, sit to the Kelvin. Said, yes, Kelvin, I'm going to attend the interview tomorrow. So after that, I was confused, guys. At 2 weeks, I wasn't still very fully recovered, you guys. I was still under a lot of pain. My stomach, I remember my stomach would ache, I would have headaches, and my back, I was very tired, exhausted almost all the time. And then I also had my son who was really small, and I've started immediately feeling guilty for having said yes to Kelvin and to the interview. So at that point, I decided to call my husband and, seek his counsel. So I called him and I told him, babe, I've been called for an interview tomorrow and I've decided I'm going to attend it. How do you feel? He just asked me, is it a job that you feel like you want to do? And I told him, yes, it's something that I'm really interested in. He told me then, what do you need to make it possible to go to that interview tomorrow? And I told him I'll need his car, I'll need to go with the nanny also, and with him also as my driver, and also my son. So I was going to carry my entire family to the interview. So, and he told me, you wish is my command. He did it, guys. He told me, you plan, get yourself ready, and tomorrow we are going. What? I couldn't believe it. Some part of me wanted him to say no. Guys, like wanted him to tell me, no, don't go, so that I can find a reason not to go. So, but he didn't. He supported me, and I had now to prepare myself for the interview. So, it's past. It's 2 weeks postpartum, you guys. So 2 weeks postpartum, this is what was happening to me. My hair was just terrible. One, and then two, my body was like always exhausted, and three, I had gained a lot of weight. So hakuna nguo ilikuwa inanitoshea. So I'm here like, whoa, how do I even plan for tomorrow's interview? Everything is like maze. Where do I start? And I'm not even that strong. So on that day, I just decided to undo my hair. It was pretty bad. I was sure I wasn't going to get the job with shaggy hair. So I did my hair on that day. Went to the salon, got a blow dry. At 2 weeks postpartum, you guys, my back was aching like hell. And I got a blow dry, survived through it to the end. After that, just arranged my things, arranged my family to make it possible to go for that interview. So On Wednesday morning, by good luck, not by good luck, by God's grace, on Wednesday, my interview was to begin at noon. But the Calvin, that is the guy who called me for the interview, told me that the interview would actually start at 12, but he had advised me to get to the place, to the interviewing place at 9 a.m. So you guys, I arranged myself. It was a long journey. I arranged my family and we just went to the interview. Mimi, I never did any interview preparation. You know, you guys, like, you anticipate the questions they'll ask and the answers. I didn't do that. I didn't have the time. I didn't even have enough time to go through my documents and ensure that everything was in place. I also didn't have that time because most of the time the day before the interview I was just preparing myself, making sure I have the clothes to wear, shoes to wear, and that my hair at least is presentable enough to go to the interview. So that's what I did. So on Wednesday, that was the day of the interview. So during the day of the interview, we arrived there pretty early. By 9 we were there. But you guys, I'm telling you, the interview didn't start up until around 4 p.m. At 4 p.m., you guys. So at 4 p.m., this was what was happening to me. I was impatient and I was tired and I was very hungry. And my family with me were also the same because, like, you don't listen, people understand you have a small kid. And I had told them actually I wanted to, like, penya and have my interview prioritized so that I could go home. But the interviewers were doing interviews for different departments, and so there's no way I could get an interview before my department actually was being interviewed. So, of which it was the last department, imagine. So I had to wait till then. So I just waited, and at around 10 p.m. they interviewed me. I just went there clueless and answered the questions to the best of my knowledge. And just came out of there. I didn't know even how I was feeling. It was just like, finally it's done. So you guys, at least let me go back home. So I came back home. I stayed for a month, stayed for 1 month, 2 weeks, no communication, and sort of just maybe gave up some degree and I stopped thinking about it. And then when Zion was almost 2 months, I received a call, you guys. Me, I had saved Kelvin's number, so it was on my phone. So I see Kelvin calling, and I just knew, wow, they had selected me for some reason. So Kelvin calls me, tells me, Jenny, you've been selected to be a physical planner. So come for the appointment letter tomorrow. That's how they do it in that county, tomorrow. So me, I just arranged with my husband. At this point, Zion is old enough. We don't need the nanny, and I'm quite recovered, so I can just carry him myself and go to pick my appointment letter. So we went, I picked my appointment letter. It gave me a grace period of 30 days before I reported for the work. So the appointment letter said that I was to report to work on or before the 30th of September. You guys, by the 30th of September, Zion would be almost 3 months. It was a miracle. So me just came home and stayed up and up to the 29th of September. That's when I went, you guys. So I reported for work. And when I reported for work, I was like, you guys, this is the reason I wanted to talk about motherhood in Korea. You see? Because when I reported for work, it became suddenly so hard. I was used to spending time with my son the entire day, attending to his needs firsthand. Kiwa hapo. But now I was supposed to report to work from 8 to 5 and, leave my son at home. And you guys, maybe I got separation anxiety. The first few days when I went for work, I used to almost cry, actually hold back tears so that I couldn't cry. Zion was alright. He doesn't know Mama very well, and he has a nice nanny. So, but me myself, I just go and feel so guilty for having taken up the work. But also by God's grace, I spoke to my supervisor at work, the director. It's my supervisor, and I just told him about my position. I told him about my son, and he agreed to let me report to work by 9:30 a.m. and leave at least by 4 p.m. You guys, and to take the clinic days off comfortably and he's just really a nice guy. So that's how that all worked out. It's still quite hard for me. It is still quite hard for me. I can't deny that, but I can say through his effort, through the efforts of my director and my colleagues and my family, I'm making it to some degree. So me, the dilemma now comes here. So I'm 2 weeks into the job. It has been an exciting experience for me, but also it has dilemmas come up because now the department feels like, because we are a lot of new hires, I think around 12 new hires in that department, surveyors, cartographers, planners, we are around 12 new hires. So the department feels there's a need for us to bond and to team build, and so they want to take us to a trip to Mombasa. Yay! A free trip to Mombasa. So I'm excited about that, but that's where my dilemma comes from. So on Friday, that's yesterday, because today is on a Saturday. So on Friday, my director called me and told me that they would really love for me to go to that trip, and he gave me the freedom to just ask for anything that I needed for that trip. And he just told me, Jenny, what do you need to make this trip happen? And I'm like, I need my nanny. I thought they say no, and they told me, of course you'd have considered that your nanny will be accommodated and everything provided for. And I was shocked. I was like, this how I could have gotten my way out of this, but now no. And I listed a lot of things, and they are just saying it's okay, we'll budget for that, we'll budget for that, we'll budget for that. So guys, they have made it absolutely impossible for me not for me to miss the trip. But now I'm at a dilemma because my body wants to go. I feel like I need that break. For mothers, the journey to motherhood is not an easy one. From pregnancy, the 40 weeks, they're quite hard. The postpartum period, giving birth, recovering from that, and then going directly to work, that has taken its toll on me. So I really need a break, but also feeling quite guilty about taking my son along. I feel like he's too young to go to a trip, to go on a trip to Mombasa. So I haven't been able to make the decision on whether to go or on whether not to go. And that's why I need you guys to come in and advise me. So I know there are a lot of mothers in this community. Asanteni sana moms. I value you. So you moms can give your advice to me. How do you feel? Should I go? Is it safe for my kids? Also for the doctors and any other person in that profession, you can advise me. Is it really safe for me to travel with my kid from Nakuru? I'm currently in Nakuru to Mombasa. It's a 4 days event. It's a 4 days thing. Is it okay for him to travel that distance? And you guys, just to give me your opinions and your views. So my family is for my husband and myself. We feel like I should go, but we are open to you guys to new input. There's nowhere written that I have to go, but you guys, I want your advice. So asanteni sana. Please leave a comment. Sindio? Please do leave a comment. Also, please like this video, then subscribe to my channel. You guys, I want us to grow together. So nikiona tuna grow pamoja, I appreciate that so much. So bye guys, I love you so much. Haya, kwaherini.